Hello everybody, I'm Herbert and I have the honor to present to you on behalf of all of the Surfr team, Surfr 4.0, a major milestone, and we all worked for the last months very hard to accomplish this. But here we are, and I am super proud of the result and on the team that made this possible. We're gonna go through all of these things below me. There's chapters in the video as well, so you can skip forward if you want, because it's gonna be a bit of a long one. But I don't want to rush through these features. Before going into the demo, I would love to share a little bit about the philosophy behind Surfr 4. And I want to particularly focus on two principles that has guided us. One of them is to make Surfr relevant every day to you as a water sporter, and not just for tracking. Surfr is known for being a tracking app, and sometimes we meet people that say, I don't use a Surfr app because I don't track my jumps. This is something that shouldn't be the case anymore after Surfr 4.0, because with Surfr 4 we focus on the whole journey, on your whole experience as a water sporter. And that doesn't start when you hit the water. That starts far before that. It starts with preparing for your session, checking out the forecast, learning about the conditions, seeing what is happening on the water. And it doesn't stop at the end of your session either. It goes beyond that, to learn from your data, to engage with your data, to share your data. That has really been the focus, to make Surfr a home, a place where you have something to see every day, to stay connected to the passion that we all share. Another important principle that I shortly want to address is community and unlocking the value of the community. Because Surfr is now the largest community, kitesurfing community in the world, with more than 100,000 active users that are using Surfr for, mainly for tracking, but soon for much more. And we want to give you tools to connect, to engage, to join communities, to meet people, to make it really a place which is enjoyable to open on a daily basis. Time to get into it. So let's open the Surfr app, and straight away you will see that we have a complete new session feed. As you know from before, you could see either your friends or all sessions in the world. You can still see all sessions in the world, but by default, we will show you sessions that are relevant to you, which will be mainly your friends, but can also be people, friends of your friends, or people kiting close by to you. So yeah, the whole session feeds has been redesigned. Everything in the Surfr app has been redesigned pretty much. Of course, still with the photos, but also when you don't upload a photo, you will see the GPS track. So that is quite nice. We can like sessions like you're used to. We can comment on sessions. And this is one big new thing, because now in the comment section, you can post Instagram style comments. You can tag people, you can post Giphies. So let's do Patrick the pleasure to post a kitesurf Giphy for him. And here we go. So this is you can like comments, you can reply to comments, you can tag people. So everybody in the Surfr app now has a handle, just like Instagram. As you can see here, mine is Herbert V Surfer, but I can tag other people. Check this session, and here we'll get a notification of that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first thing that I wanted to show, and we're gonna go straight into the next topic, session details. So we are on the new profile page, where you can, if you click on your name, you can see your username that other people can use to tag you, for example. So make sure to check yours and to claim yours before they're not available anymore. Let's look at my last session, which was in Cape Town. And let's have a look at the new session details, which has been completely redesigned as well. We have now a full screen GPS map that I will shortly show you how to engage with that. But first, let's look at the session details itself, as you would see it if you are a pro user. Just a small note, what you get to see in the app will be dependent on your subscription. Free users will see less details, plus users will see a bit more details, pro users will see full details. Today I'm not all the time covering exactly what you see in which situation. That we explain separately. Information about that is linked in the description of this video. So today we're seeing the session details as a pro user. And of course, we still see all the jumps in a session, and each individual jump can be clicked to see details of that jump, of which indeed some are pro details, like your course against the wind. Like in this case, I went too quickly downwind on this jump. You can engage and click here easily throughout your jumps. Then we have the statistics page where you see more statistics about your session, but also pro statistics like how many jumps did you do to the left, how many to the right, and you can really compare your left to your right jumping. In my case, honestly, I only jump to the left, so there is less to compare, and there is some more additional insights that I encourage you to check out. Then there is the new tab page, wind, where you can directly see what the wind was throughout your session, what the conditions were, including all your sessions from the past. So that being said, let's move on to the GPS map. The GPS map is now a full screen map that lets you engage with your data in new ways. So first of all, you will notice here these 3 bottom pills that will directly bring you to your highest jump or your furthest jump or your jump with the most airtime of your session. And in case you are a pro subscriber, that will happen in 3D. So here you see my 18.5 meter jumps. Super proud on that in 3D. So you can engage with this yourself. You can drag, you can rotate, you can scroll. It's a bit difficult in this simulator that I'm using to do it, but with your fingers, it's actually pretty easy to do. You can scroll through your jumps. So I remember I had one really nice jump with a nice heli loop. Let me see if I can find that one. It is such an amazing feeling to to jump and then to lift up again in your heli loop. You can engage with it yourself, or you can just press the play button, which will replay your jump in 3D as it happened. If you are not practicing heli loops yet, I can highly recommend. It's so fun. Yeah, you can evaluate your jumps in new ways, or you can just press the play button, which will replay your whole session on the map and also stop at the different highlights. Yeah, like this you can relive your session in new ways. By the way, Strava export is now available for free. Used to be in Surfr Pro. Also, you can set it up to happen automatically, so you don't need to do session by session anymore. So yeah, that's it about the GPS map. Next up is Surfr Discover. Probably most excited about this one. Surfr Discover was already a popular functionality in the Surfr app, but we believe that this will be a place that you will be coming to every day from now on, because it's a place where you can learn about the conditions, where it's blowing, you can find new destinations, you can get inspired by what other people have been saying. But let me just show you. We are here back in Cape Town, and as you can see here straight away, we get the spots in Blaubergstrand. If I zoom out a little bit, we see that we have more spots, and directly you can already see that you can see the live wind and the forecasted wind on that spot summarized per day. So here we can quickly see that on Sunday it's going to be windy. You can also drag this list up and you will see all the spots with their forecast that are within your current view. So and the reviews as well. So that is pretty nice. But before zooming in, let's zoom out a little bit, because yeah, we have new interactions on finding places. You can discover all of the 13,000 spots that we have in the Surfr app and just drill down and find what is interesting to you. So let's go back to Dolphin Beach. Here is Dolphin Beach. So either when you search here or when you click a place, it will open the more information about Dolphin Beach, and you get more spot information here. There is the live wind, which is really cool. That's actual live wind coming from a sensor, so not from a forecast. And you can directly see how it has been blowing here over the last hours or so. You can also see the forecast. I'm not going to say too much about it right now because we have a specific section about the wind. The spot photos. So these are photos uploaded by the community, but you won't see any personalized information here. So all photos with persons, with faces have been filtered out. We have been using hundreds of thousands of photos for this to generate a clear insight for you into the spot. Then something new is spot statistics. So you can quickly see when spots are the most active, which often correlates with the season. So in Cape Town, November, December and January are pretty much the most popular months. You can see the wind statistics. What is the wind? But now there's gonna come something really cool and new, because as many of you will know, the wind statistics often don't really give you the right impression of the jump potential. You know, look at Cape Town. Apparently the strongest winds is in June and July. Nobody goes there for big air in those months. Well, in January and December it looks pretty light, you know. But that is just how the forecasts work, which is why we introduced Surfr jump profile, and it will give you another type of insight. It will show you how high people are jumping in certain months. And here you clearly can see that November, December and January are the best months to go there, because dark blue corresponds with people jumping more than 15 meters. So this is based on the top percentile of the people, and you can quickly see what is the jump potential. Yes, in May and June and July there's also kiting going on in Cape Town, but nobody is really jumping that high. So this is probably your new go-to metric to determine when you should go to a certain place if you wanna jump really high. Next up is another really exciting features, which is the Surfr live view, or the live riders. This is the second pill, the second menu item here, and you will see everybody that's currently kiting on the world, and that is also connected to the internet. So let's zoom out, and we can quickly see that there is currently around 100 people kiting around the globe, mainly in Europe, as we can see. And we will start zooming into that shortly. Apparently it's windy in Spain. People are jumping there 18 meters, and there's like 6 people live on the water. For you to appear on this map, you need to be connected to the internet, obviously. So this is something we recommend anyway. So if you have the opportunity, take that eSIM for your watch, because it's gonna make your ride more enjoyable and safer as well. So more about that another time. But for now we are gonna zoom in a bit on Spain, and we're gonna see who is kiting there on the water. So we can already see that we are having 100 people in our current view. So I can also go straight away here to see in the list who they are. But let's go to Spain. Tarifa is somewhere around here. So yeah, this is Tarifa. Who can I see there at the moment? I can see 2 people here, Koan and Marine, and I can see one more person that is represented in a different way here at Playa Chica, and I will explain you this difference. So first of all, I can see Marine and I can see Koan's exact location because I am friends with them on the Surfr app. Friends mean I follow them and they follow me. So we follow each other and therefore we are friends, and I can see their exact location. Here is also Scott. And Scott is apparently not a friend of me on the Surfr app. But for that reason, I don't see Scott's exact location. I just see that he is here at Playa Chica. So he is what we call pinned to the spot. And this is to protect your privacy. How you appear to others and how you appear to your friends, you can set that in your privacy settings. By default, your privacy is protected. So if you don't want to appear to people at all on this map, you can choose the incognito mode, which means you would be visible in the count. So Surfr would show, hey, there's somebody live here, but nobody would know who that is and wouldn't know the exact location either. So I won't go into too much details of this yet, but check your settings, check your privacy settings, which will influence exactly what you see. So I see them here. I can also click on Koan, and I will get what is happening for him right now. We can see the impression of the wind, we can see the jumps, we can drag this up further, and we can monitor him live like you're used to in the current Surfr app. Next up, and I'm super excited about this one, is the wind, how we represent wind now in the Surfr app. We are not trying to replicate what other apps are already doing, but we're trying to do something different, something that we believe is exactly what you need as a kite surfer and as a water sporter. I hope you agree, let me know in the comments, but let's dive into it. So first of all, we present the wind in a new way, which is so cool to see the wind on the globe and to be able to just drag around. Apparently there is some kind of windstorm going on here, and wherever I will click, I will get the forecast of that location. If you were to be kiting right here, you would find yourself in gusts of 46 knots. Like that, you can interact with the map and you will see the forecast straight on the bottom. You can also play it forward and play it backward in time, and we can see how the storm develops. We can also play this automatically, so I can just press the play button and we can just watch and see how this storm is going. Beside the wind speed, we also have the overlay for wind gusts, and we also have the overlay for rain. So we can go to the wind gusts, it will show you the gusts, and you can go to the rain and it will show you the rain around the world. All right, let's zoom in a little bit more to the Slufter, which is one of my favorite kite spots around the world. Let's see how the forecast looks. You can simply do that by dragging up this bottom sheet, and you will see how the forecast develops over the coming days. You can click any column and the map will directly update and reflect the wind that we are seeing here. We see the wind speed, we see the wind gust, we see the weather, and we see the conditions. So the conditions can be either a green check mark, hey, this is safe to kite, can be red, like it's unkiteable, or it can be a yellow warning with different type of warnings. It also recommends you with kite size, which is depending on your body weight and on the conditions, of course. So make sure to fill in your body weight in your profile so you will get the most accurate suggestion. Last but not least is the specific recommendation for which kite to take from your giver. If you registered your kite in the Surfr app, we do know which kites you have. So in my case, my biggest size is a 9, so I cannot actually go kiting with this condition because I don't have a 13 or a 15. But yeah, and here I can go out with my kites. Here on Thursday morning, for example, it says that I can take my 9 Pace Pro out there, and that should work. Little disclaimer, what size you take, what kite you take is at the end of the day your responsibility. We are trying to give you as much information as possible and for you to make an informed decision. We are in no way responsible for you flying the wrong kite at the wrong time. So keep thinking. The other thing that we can do here, there is a bar here with additional weather models. So we can quickly compare the GFS to other weather models. We can also switch between 3-hour forecast, which currently is the case, and 1-hour forecast. What you can do, which features are available to you, are dependent on your subscription. A lot of this stuff that I'm showing you right now is available for free. Some of it is part of our subscription model. So I'm not going into the details about that, but you can find all the details in the description of this video. In general, we will suggest you the most accurate models, the most to the left. So the further we go to the right, the less accurate the models likely are. So I can also quickly click here and just navigate through the days. So that is it for the wind. I hope you like it. Next up is the wind alerts, and this is another way of making our life easier as kitesurfers because you know, we don't really want to be checking the forecast 24/7. We just want to know when it's windy at our favorite places. Let me first show you the wind alert in action. Here we go, boom. So I get this alert here in the Surfr app. Wind alert, Balneario, 29 knots expected soon. I can also see this in my notifications. You also get an email of it if you want. There's no way you're gonna miss wind. And whether I click my email, the push message or this notification, it will bring us straight away to Balneario, to this specific point in time, to that forecast. So, and from there we can explore further. Let me actually go to Balneario here, click on the spot, and you can see that I have the bell icon. So this is how you enable the wind alert for a spot. So let me enable it and show you how it works. I can say which model I want to be alerted. We can say from what amount of knots do I want to get this alert. It will also send me an email, and here we go. Save the alert. From now on, we will be updated on lost launches as well. I hope it will make you have more sessions on the water and never miss conditions again. Next up is the leaderboards. This is also a new, completely redesigned functionality where we now have a nice top 3 podium. We moved the leaderboards into the main navigation. It was always a bit hard to find in the Surfr app. Now it's very easy to find, and as you can see, it looks much better. I hope you agree. So there is new filters, updated filters. It's all easy accessible, so have a look yourself. Next up, we added a couple of languages that we support on popular request of many users. So if you go to your profile, you go to basic information, you can select languages here. And as of today, we support not only English, but also Dutch, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. So make sure to swap to your preferred language and let us know in case you see any errors. Next up is the new Surfr subscription model. I hope by now you agree that we made pretty much a complete new Surfr app. We added a lot of functionalities, which also meant that we had to rethink our subscription model. One of the main things that has changed is that we introduced Surfr Plus, which is a middle ground between free and Surfr Pro. Before going into the details of the Surfr subscription model, the difference between free, plus and pro, I want to share with you a little bit about the ideas behind this subscription model. So first of all, obviously, we want to create something sustainable. We want to create something that works for Surfr in the long term, that can help us grow and that can help us and that keeps making it possible to innovate. So that is obviously an important consideration. And we have so many ideas, so many new features planned. Even after 4.0, don't worry, we have a lot of new ideas. And these ideas need to land somewhere. And not everything can be for free, otherwise we wouldn't be able to run Surfr as a company. So this is a very important consideration. Which brings me to my second point, and that is, yes, there will always be a Surfr free version. In general, we are aiming for adding value to the free version, not to take value out of the free version. So a lot of the things that I showed to you today are available for free, but you might need a plus or a pro subscription when you want to have a deeper level of understanding of your session, a deeper level of understanding of the weather, more insights. Yeah, this is a foundational principle for us. Also into the future, we will keep Surfr free, but we will keep adding value to it. That being said, yes, there is one or another functionality that used to be completely free that has now moved into the subscription model to make sure that we have a long-term sustainable subscription model, and I will get to that in a second. The third important principle is that we want to keep the pricing accessible. So yes, we did do a small price increase in the Surfr Plus subscription, our first price increase since 2022 when we first launched it. So the monthly subscription went up with €1 per month, and the yearly subscription went up with €10 per year. So that's for the Surfr Pro. The Surfr Plus prices, by the way, is €3.99 per month or is €25 per year. So if you take, for example, the Surfr Plus subscription and you pay 25 per year, you're effectively paying €2 per month. That is the goal, that's the idea. We want to keep the pricing accessible, but we also wanted to reflect the new value that we have created. Please note that the price change in your currency might differ from the price in euro because of how the currencies have worked against each other. Now let's get into the details. So if you go to your profile, you click on subscription, you will get access to the different subscriptions that Surfr now offers, which is the Plus and the Pro subscription in annual or in monthly form. We recommend you to take the annual because that is how most of our subscribers save money. There is a free trial, so if you have never subscribed to Surfr before, you can try it for free by just simply pressing the subscribe button, and it will tell you that you're eligible for the free trial, which is 2 weeks completely for free, and you can cancel anytime, no charge. If you are currently on Pro, you want to go to Plus, you can all do that here. So upgrading, downgrading, switching from annual to monthly, and vice versa. This is now all possible from within the Surfr app. You don't need to go to the stores anymore. If you scroll down, you will find here the full comparison, and I recommend you to have a good look there to determine what is the right subscription for you. So let's go to this full comparison, and let me compare with a few important things. So first of all, when it comes to the tracking, like going on the water, seeing your heights, nothing has changed to what you're used to. So for phone and Garmin, this was for free, and that still is for free. So you can still go out there, track your session completely for free. On Apple Watch and Wear OS, this was already in Surfr Pro, and this still is in Surfr Pro. Might change in the future, but that is the case right now. Next up is the session details, and some things have changed there. So all the details about your sessions and how different subscriptions give you different access right there. What is still the same is that you can still see your session summary, like your highest jump, your furthest jump, your most airtime, you're competing on leaderboards. You have the interactive GPS map all for free. What did change though, and this is the only thing that moved out of from being completely free to being limited for free, is the full jump details, both on the map or in the list. This is limited for free. What does it mean? That it's for free if you are, kiting a couple sessions per month. If you kite a lot and you make a lot of sessions, you will find a limitation in your session. You will not be able to see your full jump details. And then it's up to you whether you want to upgrade to the Plus subscription or you rather stay on free if you don't care about these specific details. On the flip side, we also added a lot of stuff to free. So let's have a look at that. Here, the wind forecast. You can now see the 3 hourly forecast in the free subscription. You can see global weather models. And for all these other things like the 1 hour forecast, the high resolution models, personalized kite recommendations, here applies the same thing. If you use this incidental in the Surfr app, we are not pushing you to take the Plus or Pro subscription. You can use it. So that is how it works over there for everything related to the wind. Wind alerts is not available for free. It's part of the Surfr Plus subscription at least. And of course, everything that is in Surfr Plus is also in Surfr Pro. And when it comes to the Surfr spots and the whole new functionality of exploring stuff, most of it is available for free, but within free you will find also some limitations. But what about Garmin? Garmin users, we are not forgetting about you. Yes, we have done some massive updates to Apple, we have done a massive update to Wear OS, and now it's gonna be your turn. I cannot tell you anything about it today. I can tell you that we are in the middle of a massive upgrade for the Garmin Watch app as well, soon to be shared with more information. What I will tell you though, and this is something that we are trying to communicate in different channels, but maybe you're hearing it for the first time, a Garmin watch has certain limitations that an Apple Watch and a Wear OS watch don't have. For example, most watches of Garmin don't have eSIM capabilities. There's only like 1 or 2, but the other 70 models, they don't have that, which means that anything that is online, like competing live against each other, seeing your friends where they are on the water, something that we are working on, we won't be able to do this on Garmin. We see that Garmin is a super popular device on the Surfr app. Actually, it's as popular as the Apple Watch. So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle that we find ourselves in, because we would love to bring you all of this innovative stuff, but some of that is just not possible. Garmin watches, they are made and they are designed for long battery life. Well, an Apple Watch is more like almost like a phone, but in a watch form, you know. It has touch screen, you can do a lot of stuff with it. So yeah, that is the big difference. So if you really want the best device for the Surfr app and you currently use a Garmin, if you are an Apple user, we would recommend to buy an Apple Watch. And if you are an Android user, we would recommend to buy a Galaxy Watch. That will give you the best experience. That being said, we are very much focusing on the Garmin, and we are going to add features, downwinder mode, onboard coaching. It will all be available very soon. So please, a little bit more patience. If you have any specific ideas what you would love to see on the next update of the Garmin, drop it in the comments. You're going to be right on time if we like the idea. But I hope this answers a little bit all the questions that we see. What is next, and is there anything next, or did we do everything that we could imagine in Surfr 4.0? No, we didn't do everything we could imagine. The time was finished, but we have a lot more ideas and they will be coming soon. And I can tell you this, on the short term we will work on social features. So soon you will be able to more social features at your hand in the Surfr app, meaning that you can engage better with other people, direct messages, stuff like chatting in groups, making groups with other people within the Surfr app, communities, who knows what else, you know. Another thing that we will work on in the short term is Surfr Discover. You would think, what do you mean? We still see more options. We want to make Surfr Discover also more your travel companion, and to be able to answer every question that you have. Soon Surfr Discover will be able to assist you with that. That is going to be very cool. Surfr Discover has so much data thanks to everybody contributing, photos, reviews, sessions, and we are unlocking that in new ways. And by the way, we saw your comments. Yes, we're also gonna make a difference on Surfr Discover between spots and kite clubs or restaurants, you know. So we're gonna get better leaderboards as well. Another thing that I want to mention specifically is, yes, we do very much realize that tracking is the basis and the core of the Surfr app, and we will keep focusing on that as well, which means that we will keep focusing on increasing accuracy amongst our tracking devices. One big project that I'm working personally on at the moment is better support for heli loops. Everybody with a fly surfer foil kite, or everybody that has pulled aggressive heli loops that lift you up, know about that sometimes the Surfr app might miss that jump or might underestimate that jump in terms of airtime and height. We are working on that, so this is also on our radar. All right, last but not least, I want to say a big thank you. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. I know it was a big one. I thank you for being part of this ride. It has been quite a ride. I couldn't have dreamed that Surfr would be here with so many people enjoying the product when I started it 6 years ago. And it wouldn't have happened without an amazing team within the Surfr app that all share the same passion as you, kite surfing or other water sports. It's amazing to be able to work with your passion and to see the excitement and the impact that we make, whether it comes to people enjoying, people competing, people socializing on the Surfr app, people pushing their boundaries, you know. I think we all know the experience when we first start tracking height, 1.5, 2.5 meters, or in some cases it didn't even register because we're not leaving the water more than 1.5 meter. But how cool is that? That with Surfr app we have been able to push personal boundaries and break boundaries. And yeah, we will continue to do so. In any case, if you have any feedback, any ideas, any complaints, it's also possible, of course, you're not happy about something, find us on support@thesurfr.app and my colleagues will sort you out for sure. Or find us on Instagram direct messages. So now is the time for you to update the app, check out the new functionalities, find some wind, and get ready for your next session. Well, I am still going to spin this globe a couple more times just because it's so much fun to do. Peace out.